1975 was a year when Latin rhythms shook the world. Salsa roared through New York barrios while ballads echoed across radios from Mexico to Spain. Latin music was more than sound. It was pride and survival. These 12 songs carried love, struggle, and hope. And at number 1, the anthem that crowned salsa's golden age, still setting dance floors on fire today. Number 12, La Murga by Willie Colon and Hector Lavoe. We begin with a brass-heavy explosion straight from the streets of El Barrio. La Murga wasn't just music, it was a movement. Released by Fania Records, this anthem fused the swagger of New York and salsa with Panamanian carnival roots, written by Willie Colon and Ruben Blades. But brought to electric life by Hector Lavoe's unforgettable voice, it became a New Year's Eve staple in Latin homes. The story? A simple murga band marching through the streets. But the groove was anything but simple. Recorded with swinging trombones and Lavoe's improvised soneos, it became a blueprint for urban salsa's festive rebellion. Picture this. Families prepping arroz con gandules, vinyl crackling in the background, and La Murga kicking off the party. It wasn't just a song. It was the sound of joy. Decades later, its beat still blares every December. A timeless opener to our 1975 time capsule. Number 11, Ven Devórame Otra Vez by Lalo Rodriguez. Before it dominated the late 80s, this sensual bolero salsa gem had early live versions in 1975 that captivated underground circles. Lalo Rodriguez, only 17 at the time, was already making waves with his velvet voice and raw passion. The song, whose polished studio version would become a classic years later, began its life on stage. Whispered about in clubs, celebrated by romantics. It wasn't just a plea of desire, it was poetry wrapped in rhythm. In smoky lounges, couples dance close, eyes closed, hearts racing, swaying to a voice that promised eternal longing. Though the official release came later, its soul was born in '75, and Latin lovers never looked back. Number 10, Se me perdió la cadenita by La Sonora Dinamita. What happens when heartbreak meets cumbia? You get Se me perdió la cadenita. With its catchy accordion riff and humorous lyrics about losing a gold chain, and the suspicion it sparked, this track brought cumbia to street corners, dance halls, and backyard parties across Latin America. La Sonora Dinamita had a knack for telling stories you could dance to, and this was no exception. Released on the Discos Fuentes label, it became an instant classic. Part joke, part drama, all rhythm. Imagine an open-air market in Medellin. Loudspeakers pumping this track as locals laughed, gossiped, and shuffled their feet to the beat. Years later, it's still the cumbia anthem that turns any reunion into a dance floor. Number 9, El Preso by Fruco y sus Tesos. Dark, hypnotic, and heartbreakingly real. El Preso told the tale of a man condemned to 30 years behind bars. Fruco y sus Tesos weren't afraid to tackle gritty subjects, and in 1975, this song did just that, mixing salsa dura with a prison letter's sorrow. Written by percussionist Alvaro Velázquez after hearing a friend's story, its honesty hit like a clave to the chest. You didn't just hear it, you felt it. The desperation in the horns, the resolve in the rhythm. In crowded cantinas, people paused mid-drink when it came on. Some even cried. Others sang along like it was their own story. El Preso remains one of Colombia's most powerful musical exports. Raw, unforgettable, and real. Number 8. Lluvia by La Lupe. The queen of emotional fire, La Lupe, gave us Lluvia, a song that wasn't sung. It was exercised. By 1975, La Lupe's career had shifted from commercial darling to cult icon. Lluvia showcased her at her dramatic best, all tears, thunder, and theatrical genius. It was a bolero turned hurricane. The story? Rain, as a metaphor for tears, loss, and cleansing. But in La Lupe's hands, it felt cosmic. Picture a lonely woman beside her record player, letting the rain outside and the rain and the song blur into one. A cleansing, a release. Though overlooked by critics, Lluvia became a spiritual staple for those seeking healing in heartbreak. Number 7. Plantación Adentro by Mercedes Sosa. At the midpoint of our journey, we arrive at a protest wrapped in poetry. Plantación Adentro wasn't made for the radio. It was made for the soul. Mercedes Sosa, La Negra, lent her indomitable voice to this song of slavery, labor, and forgotten lives. Released during Argentina's military repression, it was both brave and heartbreaking. The track paints a vivid picture of plantation workers bound by chains, yet singing with dignity. With haunting guitar and Mercedes' tremulous vibrato, it played like an elegy for the oppressed. In rural towns, the song became a whisper of defiance. In urban cafes, it sparked debate. And in homes, it brought tears. It's more than music, it's memory. And memory, as Mercedes taught us, is power. If these classics are bringing back memories, hit that like button and subscribe. We post new Latin countdowns every week, keeping the golden years alive for fans like you. Number 6. Por Ella by José Luis Rodríguez, El Puma.
Quiero que brindemos por ella.
Before he became El Puma, José Luis Rodríguez sang one of his most stirring ballads, Por Ella. Released in 1975, this ballada romantica told the story of a man sacrificing everything for love. With lush orchestration and Rodriguez's signature baritone, it climbed charts across Latin America and turned living rooms into stages. The trivia? The song was almost scrapped by the label for being too slow. But Jose fought for it. And the world is glad he did.
Alza tu copa y brindemos por ella.
This was the song people dedicated on radio call-in shows, the one couples played at weddings and breakups. Even now, one note is enough to bring it all rushing back. Number 5. Los Aretes de la Luna by Daniel Santos.
Los aretes que le faltan a la luna, los tengo guardados.
A bolero with cosmic flair. Los Aretes de la Luna imagined gifting earrings made of moonlight. Daniel Santos, the rebellious crooner of the Caribbean, recorded this jewel late in his career, but it carried the same passion that made him legendary. Set to a lilting guitar and delicate percussion, the lyrics were pure poetry. And the story behind it? Santos reportedly found the inspiration during a moonlit stroll in Havana. This was the song played in dimly lit patios as couples danced slow, barefoot on cool tiles. A kiss on the cheek, a sigh, a love letter to simpler times.
Los hallé una mañana en la bruma cuando caminaba.
Number 4. Felicidad by Palito Ortega. Sometimes joy needs no translation. Felicidad by Argentina's Palito Ortega was a bubble of sunshine during a turbulent decade. Released in 1975, it mixed pop, folk, and tropical vibes, an anthem to optimism. Its backstory is equally heartwarming. Ortega wrote it after the birth of his daughter, calling it a lullaby for life. With whistling, bright guitars, and a singable chorus, it flooded radios and parks alike. Kids danced, parents smiled, strangers hummed along.
Todo es diferente gracias al amor.
In a world filled with political unrest, Felicidad reminded us of life's little victories. Number 3, Pedro Navaja by Ruben Blades. Before it became a cinematic salsa noir in 1978, Pedro Navaja lived as an idea, a demo, a whispered story shared by Ruben Blades in 1975. Inspired by Brecht's Mac the Knife, this song followed a street hustler with a gold tooth, a switchblade, and a tragic end. Though it wasn't released until years later, the bones of the song, the lyrics, the story, were written and refined in this very year. In late-night jam sessions, Blades performed early versions that stunned friends with their grit and brilliance. It was urban folklore in musical form, the sound of the street telling its own truth. Even now, Pedro Navaja remains salsa's greatest story ever told. Number 2, Quererte a Ti by Angela Carrasco. Few songs from 1975 cut as deep as Quererte a Ti. Angela Carrasco, with a voice both tender and towering, sang this ballad like a confession. Released under Ariola Records, it exploded across Spanish-speaking countries, becoming the theme song for countless love stories. The tale? Loving someone so much it hurts, so much it heals. Y no querer ver que mis caricias te molesta. Carrasco reportedly broke down in tears after the final take, and you can hear it. So al vacío y una sonrisa. The rawness, the surrender. This was the song played on lonely car rides, whispered in teenage bedrooms, and performed in TV variety shows under dim spotlights. A timeless anthem to longing and the courage to feel. Number 1, El Cantante by Hector Lavoe. And now, the crown jewel of 1975 Latin music. El Cantante wasn't just a hit, it was a mirror. Penned by Ruben Blades, but immortalized by Hector Lavoe, this song told the bittersweet story of a singer who brings joy to others, while quietly carrying his own pain. Released under Fania Records, it became Lavoe's signature track, and an anthem for artists everywhere. The genius? It blurred the line between character and performer. Lavoe was the singer, and every line felt like a truth he lived. In clubs, fans cheered. In private, they wept. El Cantante is more than a song, it's a legacy. A reminder that behind every stage light, there's a soul. If you've enjoyed this trip back in time, don't forget to like and subscribe for more Latin classics every week, and there you have it. 12. Unforgettable Latin hits from 1975, a year where salsa ruled the dance floors and romance echoed from every speaker. From Lavoe's soul to Carrasco's heartache, these songs gave us more than melodies. They gave us memories. Thank you for joining us on this nostalgic ride. Up next, 1992. Latin songs we'll never forget.
Los aretes que le faltan a la luna, los tengo guardados.
Where new legends rose and disco began to flirt with Latin beats.
pasito por la avenida.
Until then, keep the rhythm alive and let the music remember for you.